Welcome back to Psych and Love, the channel where we explore the deepest secrets of the human heart and mind. I am so glad you are here today. If you are new here, please subscribe and join our Gen G Love family. We are growing every single day and I do not want you to miss a single video. Today we are talking about a pattern that can quietly damage relationships of every kind. Playing the victim. Not someone who has genuinely been hurt, but someone who consistently positions themselves as the wronged party, no matter the situation. Why do some people do this? Let us find out. It removes responsibility. When someone is always the victim, they are never at fault. Every conflict, every mistake, every broken relationship becomes something that happened to them rather than something they participated in. This pattern often develops as a defense mechanism, a way to avoid the uncomfortable work of self-reflection and accountability. Because admitting fault requires vulnerability. And for some people, that vulnerability feels far too dangerous. It guarantees sympathy and attention. Being a victim almost always generates a certain kind of attention, concern, comfort. People rushing to console and support. For some, this becomes a pattern they unconsciously rely on. Not out of malice, but because at some point in their life, victimhood was the only way they learned to receive love and attention. So even as adults, they recreate situations consciously or not where they can occupy that familiar role. It often comes from genuine past pain. This is important to understand. People who chronically play the victim were often, at some point, genuinely victimized. Childhood trauma, past abuse, real experiences of powerlessness. But somewhere along the way, victimhood stopped being a description of what happened to them and became their entire identity. And that identity, however painful, can feel safer than the uncertainty of healing and moving forward. It controls the narrative. By positioning themselves as perpetually wronged, a person can control how every situation is perceived. They become the protagonist of every story and everyone else, by default, becomes the antagonist. This gives them a sense of power in situations where they might otherwise feel powerless. Even if that power comes at the cost of their relationships and their own growth. How to protect your energy. If someone in your life consistently plays the victim, here is what matters most. You can have compassion for their pain without sacrificing your own boundaries. You are allowed to acknowledge that someone has been through real difficulty while still protecting yourself from being endlessly blamed for things that are not your fault. Compassion does not require self-sacrifice. And recognizing this pattern is not about judgment. It is about understanding so you can love people without losing yourself in the process. That is it for today's video on Psych and Love. If this video spoke to your heart, please give it a big thumbs up. It takes just 1 second and it means the world to us. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this today. And if you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now and become part of our Gen G Love family. We are building something special here together. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you.